Well, hey everybody, it's Steve at 1000 Year Homes. My goodness, does it feel good out here in Texas. So man, spring came in with 100 degrees, a real long drought. Oh, it was awful. But lately, we've had some cool weather around here, an awful lot of rain. Filled up one stock tank, filling up another. That makes me happy. But what I'm standing in right here is a sawmill. Sawmill shed that I've built for $320 so far, and that is mostly because I bought treated 2x4s for the shell. Now, what you'll notice behind me, it's freestanding, right? So the actual peak of this sawmill is running through this log right here. So that's the ridge pole, and everything ties into it. So in other words, when I set up my sawmill in here, I'll be able to bring in, 30-foot logs and be able to do that. Now, I've been working on tin, and there it all is. It's all recycled. Well, how did I build this thing for only a couple of $100? Well, what I did is I kept my eyes out for good deals on tin, and anything, even if it had been hit by a tornado, I went and picked it up. Bent tin, whatever, I went and picked it up. I like this design. It's super strong. If I, get in there, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. But I got all the tin, everything up. It's dry underneath here when it rains. There's a few holes, see where the sunlight is, where I have to fix it, But this end part, this was an afterthought for me. Originally, I was going to just cut the log off here, and you know what, but I decided I had the lumber, I might as well do something with it. So what I've got to do is I've got to trim all this out that was a late addition. And then right here I'm going to put in a block and tackle that will come out so I can bring in my trailer here underneath. And I can trailer up logs off of the trailer and drive out from under it. That will be helpful. Anyway, not a straight thing to be found. Again, this has been my most criticized project to date. Listen, I like that old Civil War vibe and that old tobacco barn vibe, and I might paint a big old Texas flag on this when I'm done. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm digging it and enjoying it quite a bit. Furthermore, I built a 12-foot by 38-foot building for $300. So, the wisdom is in the proof, right? And all I need to do is park this here sawmill that's out there in the middle of the weeds and get it underneath, get it running, start sawing some logs so I can finish this house, or at least get it mostly finished this year. We'll see. Anyway, let's finish up this end bit here. I don't have a real vision for it yet, but I can see right here I'm going to need to put in a missing truss. So I'm going to put in a missing truss here, and then we'll see what I'll end up doing on the ends. Not decided yet. but at the very least, let's do that. And I like the idea of that, of putting out here a block and tackle so I can pull up a trailer and pick up a log and get it off. I got these trees to tie the block and tackle to. It'll all work out. Let me go ahead and do some work here. I have to show you guys this. So yesterday I knocked off about 8 o'clock and I put a piece of tin right here, and today I already have a nest. That was forming up. I'll tell you what, Mother Nature, she is one hard worker. That does build a whole house. It takes me 3 years to build a house. The little bird come in, build a house in a day. Sorry, little bird. How disrespectful of me. All right, let me show you how I do this joist, truss. I'll do one. They're not pre-made or anything. I didn't have to do anything fancy with them. I'll do that one that's missing there in the middle. And you'll see it's 3 boards screwed together to a ridge pole, and it is darn strong. And but we'll get that put together right now. All right, so I'll show you a super easy way to put up a truss in a little building. So keep in mind that I'm a solo builder out here, and if I had to muscle up truss and bring them across and do all of that, I wouldn't be able to get that done easily. It'd be dangerous. But a couple of different things I could do here. So one way that I've done it is I went ahead and just put a block here, right? And a block down there. And that makes it super safe for me just to put up the piece of truss that I need. The other way that I've done it is I've measured, this is 12 foot, right? So I've measured exactly 6 foot down the middle, and then I put a bracket in there, and that would let them balance out. They all just sit there and balance, and then I screw them in that way. So both ways work just fine. That's a bracket that I got from Amazon. I didn't find them at Harbor Freight. I just got them on Amazon. If I find them, I'll put them down below in the link. But let me do the block method because I think that'll be the most safe. And there's only one here. But what I did is I put these up in 8 foot sections, and then I put the truss in there. It just went real smooth. All in a similar fashion to this that I'm going to do right now. We'll go ahead, and everything's been on 24 on centers, but this one's going to be a little different. I'm going to do 16 on centers for this one. I'm just marking where I'm going to put it. All right there. And I'm going to measure down there and do the same thing. So I just take a piece of scrap and I just put it on there, and the truss will ride right on that. So I'm just going to screw that in right now. And notice I didn't cut anything. These are dimensional boards. I did measure, make sure they're all the same 12 feet when I brought them home. So these are 12 feet underneath, and then I bought 8 foot on the top, and then I lopped the top. So all I'm going to do now is go ahead and put this truss right in there. All right, now that I've got the truss in there, tied to both ends of the rafters, the fascia board, I'm going to go ahead and take these and mount them. I need one on each truss that I haven't completed yet. And I just drill that out so I don't split the wood. And that cedar is hard, so I'm using, I guess these are 6 or 7 inch leg bolts all the way across, 24 on center, except this weird one, and it's only weird because of the way the trees pop through the roof. And I have watched that roof in stop motion in heavy winds, and the base of the tree doesn't go anywhere, so I'm not too concerned about that. When the trees die in 100 years, somebody could just prune them out and be done with it, cut them off even with the roof. I don't care. I won't be around. But anyway, all right, so that's what I do. I just put these in there and eyeball where I want them, and just try to get them connected to the tree. So that's all I'm doing. right. All right, so there you go. So all attached. These aren't going anywhere, right? They're in really good shape. So now I just have to drill into the logs and attach them there as well. And I do an inspection as I go, and I see that I missed a couple of, I probably didn't have them lag bolts. I'll go ahead and put those in right now. But that truss isn't going anywhere. It's a good solid truss. Good solid truss. All right, I'm assuming that all of the holes there are part of a, hurricane system, and I do get strong winds out here. So I do fill up all the holes that I can find with the appropriate fasteners. There's a couple of shorter ones, 4-inch ones, that I go along the sides here, and I go ahead and tie them to the log yet again. And each one of those trusses is going anywhere. Now, the whole thing might, but it would have to take the trees with it and all that. I don't think it will. I think it'll stick around for at least as long as I need the sawmill, right? But I bet you a little longer. Bet you I'll get, I don't know, 40 years out of this. Maybe 60. Somebody else will be around before it falls down, I bet. All right. All right, so I got the bottom of the truss in. Now I just have to put the rafters in. All safe, right? I was on the ground. I should have had my safety glasses on. I stepped back and let the stuff miss me, but that's the only thing I messed up on. So let's go ahead and put up some rafters right here. We'll cross them and nail them out, and they'll be ready to go. Well, once I have them crisscrossed up there, I go ahead and climb up and screw them all together. And I'll do that right now. None of those are screwed in yet. Now that I have them all just tied in with one screw, I'll go ahead and reinforce everything. Additionally, I'll go from the top of the rafters with a lag bolt into the cedar so that it's got all kinds of strength to it. And then lastly, there's rebar here that is nailed onto each run. Let's see if you can see it. You really can't in the light, but there's a rebar there that's tied into each rafter, and then everything's tied together real well. For this end thing where I'm thinking about putting in a crane or, just a block and tackle to lift lumber, it's not going to be designed for, 20,000 pounds. I'll have to tie it into this tree, that log, and we'll see how it behaves. I got some 6x6s out there already cut. Or I could even think about using a fork in a cedar that comes out and put the block and tackle between that. But let's go ahead and finish this up and get this all ironed out. Well, I've been running this whole place on a combination of these trucks, which has 7.2 kilowatts of energy and split phase in the back, also 240, so I have a 240 air conditioner. Very efficient. What they do is they turn on and charge up the batteries and then consume the batteries. So you heard it running when I opened up the gate. Now it's off. Listen. Right? Nothing. So anyway, that little I'm charging the Jackery right now on the inside. So and then I have some solar out here. It has been raining for 2 days, so the solar is beginning to get a little weak. So I have this as my primary. Now I have big solar in the shed that I haven't built yet. But I bought it during when COVID started, which seems like a million years ago, but it was only two and a half, 3 years ago. And I wish I would have held off on that purchase. But I guess with the Trump tariffs tearing everything up, I guess I did all right, right? So I beat all those tariffs at 400% or whatever ridiculous amount that we're supposed to do something. And let me tell you, the Chinese don't pay for the tariffs. The Americans pay for the tariffs. It's a tax on the American people. Getting rid of the penny is actually a 4% tax on the poor. See, because now things won't be 99 cents. They'll just round them up. Now, sometimes things were 96 cents, right? So then you ended up with a penny. You could pay for that. But it's just a tax on the poor. The rich people won't feel it. The poor people will. Economically, the nation, the reason why some countries have tariffs, like let's say quinoa, which is a little rice that's in South America. We ate up all of the rice in all of that quinoa in South America, and we starved villages. We starved them because that was a historical native indigenous people's food. And then once we got a hunger for it, we ate it all up. That's why they put a tariff on it, so their own people won't starve to death. So all of these things that are like, oh, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair, that's from the perspective of the 800-pound gorilla in the room who just takes whatever it wants, and if a little chimpanzee has two, we're going to take. That's not. Tariffs sometimes are to keep small things alive. And in this particular case, it's a penalty on the United States, penalty on us. I went way off today. Oh, back to the solar. So it's a good thing I bought the solar when I did, because we've got another plague, a financial plague of guess what's going to happen next. Who knows, right? Who knows? But anyway, I do have big solar in there, and we're working on it. And I'll get around to it, that's for sure. My goal with this sawmill is to finish up the house center part, the roof, and then I can go ahead and wire it all and get it all done. It'll be nice. But it's livable right now. I'm living like a Spartan, but it's livable. Plugged in. I know that I have more than enough energy inside of this truck. I could run a welder on it. So that's a worm-driven saw, and about the only thing that I found that I could safely manage up there. It's a lower profile. So let's go ahead and cut some things. There's a little button inside there that I turn to turn on the generator, so the generator's on. And notice it's still super quiet. I really like these Fords. They're a good vehicle. All right, what I'm going to do, and it's really crowded up there, really crowded up there, is go up there and cut all of the rafters that I can. And it's just so crowded. And I worry a little bit every time I do this about my health and safety. But here we go, right? When you self-build, life is tough. Well, it's been a couple of days since I've been able to get back on this. Yesterday was Father's Day, and I went and bought a little boat, and Gatlin and I went out on the water, had a good time, and then we come back here and we started working. A big storm blew up and stormed all day and into the night. It was very, very pleasant. I am not complaining. A good way to end Dad's Day, in my opinion. But it didn't let me work at all on the sawmill. I'm teaching a young man how to drive, fork truck, and I let him pay, I'm paying attention to him more than, the task I want to do. But once he gets good, right, then I'll double my ability to do a job. He can be moving stuff and I can be working. So anyway, back to the sawmill. I've got 2 rafters left. I've slowly built a 38 foot by 12 foot open air. If you look, it's open air sawmill, so I could put the 24 foot sawmill. I could cut up to 24 foot logs anywhere. It's high enough I can drop logs in. Feeling real good about it, but I got 2 on the end left to build, and the ridge pole doesn't come this way. The ridge pole actually ends right there, and I could have stopped right there, but I took a look at it and I said, I could add a couple more ridge poles, get another 6 foot by 12 foot worth of storage. That would fit a tractor blade or some storage in there. So anyway, let's see if I can get these on and get the tin. The tin around the trees is going to be hard. I'm going to have to cut it, but we'll get the tin on the one side done, and then we'll come back and do the fancy tin. Maybe I can get it all done today. I've got a big project going on this next week. I won't even be on the farm, so I've got to get this done here. So looking forward, but there's that ridge pole where all the rafters are leaning. But the last few, I'm just going to have to, brace up and make sure if the wind comes that they stay put. There'll be a doghouse on the end here, so I'm feeling good about that. So this will have a wall and a wall down it for storage. The other end will have a doghouse too. So, but let me go ahead and finish this thing up. I'm really not complaining. I went out here to finish this up a couple of times and actually had rain or storms and or lightning come in and shut me down in the middle of the day, which is unusual. But we've had a drought here, so I enjoyed the shutdown. It's a good break. But the last few rafters, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut blocking in for the rafters. I matched the taper of all the other rafters, just putting a log in and drawing a line, a board, 2x4 inch, drawing a line. All of this was done, like I said, for about $320, $380, somewhere in there. That's awfully cheap for a 38 foot by 12 foot building, right? I mean, awfully cheap. But I keep my eye out for salvage. The cost has been in all of the treated. Everything is treated in here, cedar. And so I want even the rafters to be treated, because I've seen termites in the rafters of buildings down here in Texas. They get right up. So, but let's finish these last 2 up. I'm going to have to block them up and do some additional stuff. But the rest of them, they just crisscrossed right over the top of that ridge pole, if you've been following. And I was able to knock them out like that. These last 2 are going to be fiddly, right? So I'm more fiddly. But let's get them done and get the tin up, hopefully today, so that I can get on with some other project. So all I did was find the angle of the rafters, and I'm going to go ahead and cut, 4 of these. I've got a bunch of these offcuts. I'm just going to take all those offcuts and fix them all up right there. And it's been raining, so this wood is wet. It's wet treated, so this little saw is going to be working hard to get through it. All right, let's do the second cut. What is going on here? What's going on? Holy cow. Hard enough work. Alright. I got a little more of a shake than normal this morning. That's just so that I can, you know, easily toenail these in, or you know, screw them in. So, just thinking ahead a little bit. Really? There you go. In a 1,000,000-degree Texas heat, I went ahead and got the trusses all done up there. I built them by scratch, right? Saved myself a lot of money. Still about $350 for this entire building. Great price. I went ahead and if you take a look here, you know, I spliced things. Now I'm going to go over the end piece with two more 2x4s and skin it out so I can tin this side. So it'll even get more bracing. It's braced into the tree with a couple of lag bolts. I've got these braces coming at an angle. It is solid. I've hung, you know, on it myself. Did 50 chin-ups, everybody. 50 chin-ups. So I'm real pleased. The rafter tie ends there. So, you know, what I did is bring a 2x4 in off the rafter tie. Tied all those together. And there we go. We've got a, oh man, 38-foot open air run. I'm just walking right through it. And now I'll level this ground and bring in the sawmill, which is right out there, and stage that underneath here. And then I'll be able to wrap this up. So the next step I have to do is just finish this last third up with tin. And there'll be a lot of fiddly work because I left these trees here, right? Now this outside here, don't worry about it. If some water gets through, this is where I'm going to put my mower blades and my, you know, backhoe and things like that. Tractor things will go in here. So it's okay if there's a little bit of atmosphere coming through on this side. The rest of the sawmill itself will be covered and shaded. Feeling real good about this work, everybody. It's taken me a little while. Been both too hot and too rainy, so I've had both ends, both extremes. Yep, feeling real good about that. All right, like, subscribe, follow me along. Hopefully the next episode, the roof will be done, and I'll be putting one of the dog houses on the other end, right? And I'll have a little window in it. It'll be real cute, but that'll make it stronger too. So, all right, I appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.